Well, we dropped Scott and Amy off at Keene, and we saw the rapid responder drive by. So Stephen and I came back up here and drove up and spoke to the rapid responder, and he said that they're having a DPU issue. And then Stephen said that the second unit on the head end was not working when he went by us at Tunnel 1. I didn't notice that, but he did. And he's very attentive to that sort of thing. But this DPU is dead as a doornail. The rapid responder dropped the conductor off further up here towards the east switch of the house track. It's right here behind me. So Stephen and I are sitting here speculating our brains out, trying to figure out what they're going to do, or something about taking the third unit off up there and bringing it back and putting it on here, and then the rapid responder took off and went the other way. We don't know if they're going to leave this unit on. Golly, there's so much to speculate about. But that switch right there, we thought, well, maybe they'll back that unit in there and get rid of it. But that switch is clamped and spiked out of service and tagged. So, yeah, we really don't know what's going on. And there was also a train with problems down at Caliente. I'm not sure what that was all about, but I just heard on the radio. They got going again. A couple other people up there, probably just like us, wondering what the heck's going on. Oh, we'll see. All right, well, we come up here to the east end, and just as this set pulled out of here on a flashing red, my screen was so dirty that I couldn't see anything, so I had to clean it off before I tried to shoot any of this. Cow must be wondering what's going on too. Okay, they did not do. What I thought they were going to do. So, yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do now. Heard them say 30 cars, so curiouser and curiouser. Alright, well, they brought the whole consist down here, and this makes a lot more sense. Me talking about having to use two crews. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to operating, and you guys all know that, but you know, it'll break the last unit off here, and the engineer will move back to the unit they're going to break off, run it back down to the switch and up against the back of this, and then they'll head end will already be here. They'll get on that, go back up. Other than that, somebody have to walk all the way up there. So all that speculating that Stephen and I did was in vain. If Scott would have still been here, he could have probably told us, "No, you guys are all wet. What's wrong with you?" But yeah, you all know that I'm not that familiar with train operations. Something I never needed to know, and something I paid very little attention to over the years. You can see that the steps on this side and the front of the locomotive are out of service. Something's wrong with them. Bad order. Getting everything ready to break it loose. You gotta wonder how frustrating that is for these guys to come out and have to do all this stuff when they're just trying to get where they're going, have to mess around with all this. These guys have been sitting here for at least 2 hours. And if you're a trainman and you have an opinion about this kind of stuff, is it something that is frustrating or just part of the job and you just do what you got to do? Let us know in the comments below. I've never really spoken to any trainmen about this. I wish Scott were here, I really do. I wish they were still here. But yeah, let me know. All right. Odd. That is the 4th time that that guy has had to get off that locomotive and do whatever he has. And again, if you know how this ballet works, be interested to know. Okay, looks like he's really leaving this time. Stephen, he walked up there a ways where they were breaking that locomotive apart. He said the locomotive engineers were friendly, give him a wave. One of the reasons he had to get back out of his locomotive and get back on the other one is he forgot his radio. Somebody told me in one of the videos I did down at Sandcut when those guys didn't get off the locomotive when they hooked up, said they didn't have to, that they didn't have to hook up any air or any of that stuff, and Evidently, I don't know, maybe sometimes they don't. I don't know. But this guy certainly did. He had to crawl in there, get everything hooked up. I'm sure he's got to do stuff in there to make things right. Maybe leave a nasty note. To the people who work on these in the mechanical department. I'm just kidding. I know it's not their fault. Oh, wow. That's cool. He's having a conversation with Steven. Told him, I don't know if you could catch that on this, but he said that locomotive ran out of oil. And on the video, when Scott and Amy were still here, when this train went by us at Tunnel 1, you could hear that locomotive chugging. It sounded, Steven said it was barking. And evidently, it just shut off. So, yeah. No fire, no mess or anything. It just out of oil. If that is something that is in any way common to happen, let me know in the comments below. I didn't realize this engine right here wasn't running, but they just started it up. I got the puff of smoke at the end. Steven told me that this cab on the point here, 8493, is one of the older locomotive types, and he called it, they said, a thunder cab because it doesn't ride very well. And he said they're also not allowed to be point locomotives on the BNSF. Obviously that's not the case on the Union Pacific. And he said it's identified by the two headlights between the number boards up there. And as most of you know, I am not conversant with locomotive types or anything about them really, other than they're big, they're noisy, they're powerful. I like that. All right. Well, I guess we will drive back up there and watch them put everything back together and take off. All right, you can see it pulled past the control point and went out on a yellow. Pulled over here. We hadn't actually got out of the truck yet. And then the conductor had to get out because they're coming into an occupied siding. Conductor got out. Put eyes on the switch. The dispatcher threw it, made sure everything was good. Got his flashing red coming back against their train. hook. Uh-oh. Didn't get it. I heard him as he was coming down. You could hear him flicking that handle around. I don't know what that's called. I'm sure some of you do. Let me know. That keeps the knuckle open. Rains, it pours, huh? Got it. Well, he is finally on the move. Nice little smoke show. Hope that one doesn't run out of oil. Sorry for all the movement. Yeah. All right. A Bad Order Ballet at Woodford. All right. Never a dull moment when Steven's around. We saw the manager, and I told him every time Steven shows up, this kind of thing happens. It's got to have something to do with him.
Long may it continue.
So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the Broke Down Ballet at Woodford. It was, what, 3.5 hours that these guys were here from the time they stopped until just now. So, yeah, a lot of issues they had to deal with, but it's, I think it's going to make for a good video, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, keep shooting me the ideas. Drop me comments below. Shoot me an email at motorport59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. I'll see you all later.